Is Pecco Bagnaia his own biggest enemy? When you look at it, Pecco Bagnaia is the complete package this year on the 2023 grid. He has the best bike, he is the world champion, he is in the best form, but he has crashed out of 2 Grand Prix so far. And why is that? When you look at it, he is only 11 points off his good friend Marco Bezzecchi in the World Championship. But it could have been a bigger gap for Pecco. And are we looking at something that is repeating itself that we have seen over the past few years? Let's take a closer look. Now, since 2020, we have seen a recurring theme with Pecco. When he is in a leading position or inside the top 3, some occasions he crashes. It's just simple as that. And the crash that we've seen last weekend in Coda was something that, he said it wasn't his fault. But turn 2 at Coda, we've seen a lot of crashes across all 3 classes there. And when I initially seen it, I was like, he's just had the crash that some people have had during the weekend. But he seems to think it is due to the Ducati being too stable. Now, but when you read that, essentially he's saying the bike is too good. And he would like the bike more on the edge so he can feel when the tyres lose grip. But there is something that doesn't really add up here. We've seen Bagnaia in leading positions, no pressure, crash. And whether it is due to his own, he has to be on it every single lap and he has to be perfect, I don't know. We look at Misano 2020, for example. He had never won a MotoGP race. He had a big lead over Marco Bezzecchi when riding for Pramac Ducati. He crashes around Misano out of the lead. Then we look at 2021. He was in the lead and he crashed out of his home Grand Prix at Mugello. And then, when fighting for the title while trying to close the gap to Fabio Quartararo at Misano later in the season, he crashed out of the lead again when being pressured by Marc Marquez. 2022, a great year for Bagnaia in the end, but it could have been so different. There was races in France when he lost the lead to Enea Bastianini. When trying to close him down again, he crashed out. Same again for Germany. He was trying to catch Fabio Quartararo, loses the front at turn 1. And then we get the last incident for 2022. He was behind Fabio Quartararo in Japan and could have settled for points. He wasn't losing anything really in the World Championship battle, but he lost the front and crashed. All the crashes appear to be front end crashes, so it tells you he is on the limit. And then we go to this season. He was in second place in the wet at Argentina and he crashed out. Now, this one I'll give him the benefit because I do think, wet conditions, you push a little bit, they will punish you. But the crash that he had at Coda, I think, is just pressure. I think he just tried to be on it too much, and I think the pressure from Alex Rins told from behind. He wasn't going away, and Bagnaia said at the start of the year he's kind of got out of the rhythm of being so perfect each lap, and he said he's not really going to do that anymore. Well, old habits do die hard, and I think the mistake was pressure led. But for Pecco, I do think there's a flip side to this. I think that he has immense composure when he really needs to perform. We seen it last year. He won all those races in a row, and it essentially won him the title. When it came to pressure situations like Sepang against Enea Bastianini, for example, he was so calculated. So he really thrives in pressure zones, but when the pressure's kind of off and he just needs to bring it home, he seems to make these mistakes. And is it the bike? Is it Pecco? I don't know. But yeah, his comments were very, it was unusual for a rider to say that the bike was too stable. Because other GP23 users, I don't know what way that's going to work. We didn't really see Jorge Martin as he crashed out. Johan Zarco was fine. We don't know if Bastianini will have the same issues if he comes back, if he can't feel the front as much. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this Bagnaia situation. Of course, he's still the favourite in my eyes for the world title, but he is his own biggest enemy. And I think he is really the only person that can stop him from winning the world title. It is himself. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to Christ MotoGP for more content. And we will see you next time.